Welcome into part 3 of our Musings from the Mind of tutorial on Fun with Geometry Nodes, and we're going to look at making this pulsating text. So let's jump right in to Blender, File, New, General. My workspace by default, I have everything deleted. You can go ahead and delete, hit A and delete everything if you want to. We're going to add 3 objects. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a text, RX90, to rotate it on the X. On tab in there, I'm going to change mine to say Musings. You can change yours to say whatever you want, or you can just use an object. Let's jump down here to our geometry, and we're going to change alignment to center. Under geometry, we are going to extrude 0.1, and then we're just going to hit depth one time to give it 0.01. And back here in our viewport, we're going to hit scale 4, enter. And as you can see, I've got a little bit of depth because of the changes I made over in the geometry. I am going to right click and I'm going to convert to a mesh. I'm then going to apply all transformations, and we're going to jump in here. We're going to add a remesh modifier so that we can prepare our text for pixelization. So I need to uncheck remove disconnected, and the octree depth will be 7. We want to apply that, and now you can see we get this pretty good geometry to work with. We're going to go ahead and hide this guy in the viewport and in the render, and then we're going to add a mesh cube, which we're also going to hide in the viewport and render, and then we're going to add a mesh plane, which will be the object that holds our geometry nodes. I'm just going to RX90 here and apply all transforms. So let's jump into, with our plane selected, let's jump into our geometry node editor, hit new, highlight both these guys, hit period on the number pad to bring up here center, and then control right click to cut off this group input that we're not going to need. I want to pull, with the plane still selected, let's pull our text down here and create an object info node. Let's pull our cube down here and create an object info node. So we have our text here, we have our cube here, and then we want to add a instance on points. And then we're going to drop the geometry of our text to points and the geometry of our instances to instances. And oh, I'm about to say, why isn't that working? Because I didn't connect instances to output. Now that's crazy big, so let's select all 3 of these and do 0.1. Yeah, that's still probably a little bigger than I want it, so let's do 0.075. Nope, that's still too big. 0.05. All right, so now we've got a little bit of space in between our pixels, and then what we can do here is we're going to add a mapping range node and a noise factor so that we can get that pulsated text look. So Shift A, we're going to add a map range node. We're going to drop that right here, and then we're going to add a noise texture right over here. We'll change this to 4D, and we'll put the factor into value, and then on this value, I want our 2 min to be negative 0.05 and our 2 max to be 0.05. And then let's drag the result over here to our scale. And you see we're getting some distance there, but I think we need to, let's do negative 0.1 and 0.1. Negative 0.2 to 0.2. And now we're getting a little bit better randomization. You can play with the 2min and 2max to kind of get the range of pixel sizes you want. And then what we'll do is we would animate this W to actually get the pulsating of those. So this will stand out a little better. Let's jump over into our shader editor and let's create new materials. So let's jump in here to shader editor. We're going to hit new, and then let's say I made material 001. Let's jump back here to geometry node editor real quick, and what we want to do is Shift A, and we're going to add a set material. We're going to drop it in here, and we're going to select that 001, and then let's go jump into back into our shader editor, and let's build out this color. So we're going to start by adding a Shift A, and we're going to add a color ramp, and we're going to drop that in here, color to base color. And then what I want to do is on the black, I'm going to choose like a blue. Over here on the white, I am going to choose maybe a green. And then I'm going to add here, I'm going to change this middle one to that blue color. And then I'm going to change this first one to black. Okay, then what I want to do now is I want to add an object info node. And I'm going to take random and add that to factor. And now you can see it is adding all that randomization. But what I want to do is I want some of these to really pop. So I'm going to add an emission shader. And I'm going to drop it right here. I'm going to get a mix shader. And we're going to drop it right here. And I am going to drop that into there. And it's going to kind of mix in kind of a frustrating way until we add another color ramp. Right here, we're going to again take this random and put it into factor. And then we're going to take this color and put it into factor here. And then what we can do is as we bring this back, we get some randomization of our color. And it's over. Let's see, let's change this maybe to a bright yellow. Give it a 3. And it's kind of overpowering my, let's change this to constant, and that's a little bit better. Still kind of overpowering a bit. Let's jump this way. And now we've kind of got some of our color here. And then, like I said, all we have to do now is go back to our shader editor. Not our shader editor, I'm sorry, our geometry nodes editor. And let's pull up a little bit of a timeline here. Okay, it's being very ornery. There we go. Let's pull up a timeline here. And we can go to 0. We can go down here to our 4D. We can hit I to lock that guy. Then we can jump over here to 250. Hit I to lock that guy again. And then we can go here to 125. And let's say go to 0.3. Hit I. And then as we play our timeline, we see that we get this pulsating pulsating pixels. And then we can change our W to make it pulsate faster. We can also change our map range nodes here, so we could do like -.3 to .3, and you see we kind of get these bigger pixels that we're working with. It's just a matter of what you want to do, but the two things you can play with are the W and the map range 2 min and 2 max. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And if you would, please hit like and subscribe. And if you make something neat and pixelated, please put a link to the video of the content you create in the comments. Thank you very much.